Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Shirtless Steve. And tonight we're going to be making the sun-dried tomato chicken fettuccine Alfredo. Kind of a long name, but it's a very tasty dish. Stay tuned if you're interested in cooking it. Alright, so to get started, it calls for 2 boneless, skinless chicken breasts. But I really like chicken and I like the added protein in it, so I'm going to go ahead and use 3 chicken breasts instead of 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken, I'm going to take 3 of them, and I'm going to cut all the fat off of them and get them ready to cook. Now on the recipe it actually says to cook the chicken breasts in full, but the chicken's going to be cut up anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it up and then throw it in the pan to cook. That way it cooks a little bit better, cooks all the way through a little bit faster. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, cut up the chicken, cut all the fat off of it, and get it ready to cook. I always spray my pans with the oil, spray oil. I have all the chicken cut up, the 3 breasts are in there, cut up, ready to cook. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. And I'm going to grab a pot out and start boiling the water for the pasta. Okay, so I've got the water on there boiling. And I got my pasta. I'm not going to put it in until the water is actually boiling though. I made that mistake many times. Now for this recipe, it says to season the chicken, whatever the fuck the seasoning is. Add the butter, 1 tablespoon, and the Italian seasoning. Now I don't exactly measure the Italian seasoning, but in the recipe it does give an exact amount. I'm just kind of seasoning it all. The chicken is done. So what I'm going to do is take it off and set it to the side. One of them got away. Set that over there to kind of cool down while I put the rest of the ingredients on here. So it says to do the rest of the butter, which is 3 more tablespoons in the pan. I'm going to wait for it to cool for a minute. That way it doesn't just start cooking once I put the stuff on there. The water for the pasta is about boiling. So I'm going to go ahead and take the pasta and put it in there. It says to do 8 ounces of pasta, but I always put a little bit more than 8 ounces because I eat more. Now this stuff, when you break it, it goes everywhere. And one more. Now while that's boiling, I'm going to go ahead and put this back over here to get warm. I'm going to put it at about a medium heat. And I'm going to go ahead and burn myself. And I'm going to grab the butter, go ahead and add the 3 tablespoons of butter. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the 4 garlic cloves, which I get this minced up garlic already. And 2 teaspoons equals to 4 garlic cloves. And I'm going to go ahead and mix that all up. The recipe says to cook until fragrant, about 2 to 3 minutes.
It's fragrant, so until you can smell it.
So the recipe says to cook until it's fragrant, which means when you can smell it, right?
Fragrant. You said fragrant again. Fragrant, like a fragrant, like a...
Fragrant, until it's fragrant. Whatever. So the next thing after this is cooked to fragrant, about a minute fragrant, we're going to go ahead and add 1.5 tablespoons of flour. 1.5 of those. And we're going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. it out of the spoon. And then it says to add 1 teaspoon of basil, dried basil. And toss that in there. It says to cook it for about a minute. Stir it up really good. And then it says to add the 1 3/4 cup of milk. Get 1 cup of this. And it says to add it in slowly. So we're just going to go ahead and pour a little bit in and mix it up as we pour it.
I can't believe you're scraping the pan like that. I don't know why I'm using the fork.
So I got all the milk added in there, the tomato paste, and the basil all stirred in there. Now it says to add a 1/2 cup of sun-dried tomatoes. But I really like sun-dried tomatoes, so I actually add a little bit more. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that in there. Yep, sun-dried tomatoes have a really good taste to them, so I put more than it says. Now that that's stirred up really good, I'm going to go ahead and add in the 3 ounces of cream cheese. Use my handy dandy cutting knife here. It's actually easier if you take it off in pieces. That way it's not one big chunk that needs to melt. Kind of spread it out. And the rest will go in there. Then it says to add 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. We're going to go ahead and mix that all around until the cheese is all melted. Starts to get really thick. And that's good, that's what you want. It's going to become more of a sauce, a thick sauce. Alright guys, so while this is finishing up cooking here, I'm going to go ahead and strain the pasta. The pasta's about done, ready to go in the mix. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So this is all mixed up here, cheese is all melted into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the pasta and the chicken and add it to it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and mix all that together. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and plate it up now. Alright guys, here's the final product of the sun-dried tomato chicken Alfredo fettuccine. It's a very long name. But I'm going to leave all of the ingredients in the description down below. So if you guys try it out and like it, make sure you leave a comment and like the video and subscribe so that you can get more of these videos. Why do you have that blank look on your face? You're like.
Because I'm like really engaging and like making sure I'm like very focused.
Okay.